And I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. Clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd's broke. You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof.
Stephen A. Smith openly challenged Floyd Mayweather regarding reports that he had acquired 62 properties worth $42 million. Multiple sources, however, disputed these claims, stating that Mayweather only holds partial ownership in some of the buildings rather than full control. Smith questioned whether the figures were inflated, suggesting they might have been exaggerated to protect Mayweather's image amid swirling rumors of financial troubles and allegations of a possible $42 million scam.
Lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Stephen A. Smith has always been open in acknowledging Floyd Mayweather's greatness, frequently highlighting his remarkable boxing legacy. He often emphasizes how Mayweather stayed undefeated and undisputed throughout the latter part of his career, praising his discipline, flawless defensive skills, and tactical genius. Smith regards Floyd not just as a fighter but as a master strategist, someone who approached the ring with a mindset focused on precision and control, fighting not only to win but to avoid defeat. This level of dominance has earned him admiration and respect from fans, analysts, and peers across the sport.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
However, Stephen A. Smith's admiration started to wane once Floyd Mayweather shifted into exhibition fights. After retiring, Mayweather stepped back into the ring not to build his legacy, but seemingly driven by financial gain, with his bout against Logan Paul serving as a striking example. Smith didn't hold back in his critique, arguing that the matchup offered little real competitive value. Paul, a YouTuber turned amateur boxer, was never considered a serious threat to someone of Mayweather's elite level. For a fighter who once dominated the sport, taking that fight came across more as a money-driven venture than a genuine pursuit of greatness.
As if not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
Stephen A. Smith didn't limit his criticism to just the Logan Paul fight. He continually questioned Floyd Mayweather's approach to exhibitions as a whole. While he acknowledged that a matchup with Conor McGregor was understandable given McGregor's legitimate combat sports background, Smith drew a firm boundary beyond that. He argued that selecting opponents far beneath Mayweather's skill level purely for lucrative paydays erodes the legacy he spent decades building. According to Smith, it became increasingly clear that Mayweather's focus had shifted toward maximizing earnings rather than safeguarding his place in boxing history, sending a strong signal that money was starting to take precedence over meaning.
I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
That perspective was made unmistakably clear in a candid interview when Stephen A. Smith directly asked Floyd Mayweather, "What matters more, your money or your legacy?" The question required honest reflection, but Mayweather's responses consistently returned to his financial achievements, emphasizing his business acumen and the enormous earnings he had amassed. To Smith and countless observers, it came across as a fighter placing monetary gain above the enduring respect and honor that a true legacy is meant to represent.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
This image of prioritizing wealth has left a mark on a new generation of fighters. Stephen A. Smith has pointed out that many of today's rising stars don't idolize Floyd Mayweather for his technical brilliance, precise footwork, or unmatched ring intelligence. Instead, they are drawn to his earnings, the showmanship, and the larger-than-life persona. Smith argues that this focus on money does a disservice to boxing, sending the message that financial gain outweighs skill and mastery, ultimately threatening to diminish the very legacy Mayweather once embodied as a true champion.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect? Watch.
This reality became strikingly clear when Floyd Mayweather was asked why he opted to fight Logan Paul instead of a bigger name like Tyson Fury. His answer was blunt and revealing. Logan had more followers. That was the deciding factor. Not skill, not legacy, not meaningful competition, simply social media reach. To many observers, including Stephen A. Smith, this response underscored how Mayweather's priorities had dramatically shifted, showing that he was no longer motivated by challenge or the pursuit of legacy, but by attention and financial reward.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
At one time, Floyd Mayweather held the title of the world's highest-paid athlete, not just in boxing but across all sports, a position that earned him immense respect. Today, however, as fresh reports and rumors about his finances emerge, cracks are appearing in that legacy. The fighter once celebrated for meticulous planning and unwavering discipline is now facing growing scrutiny over the very wealth he has long flaunted with pride.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back street.
Floyd Mayweather has long showcased his fortune in extravagant ways, perhaps none more infamous than his $1.8 million watch, a display so extreme it stunned even seasoned celebrities. From Bugattis to private jets, his life has been a non-stop exhibition of luxury and excess. Yet today, those same symbols of wealth are being seen in a much different light, as curiosity and scrutiny increasingly overshadow the admiration they once commanded.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high.
Ooh.
18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
I think it's a one of one. I love that.
Adding more controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen exposed a surprising reality, claiming that the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight wasn't as financially impressive as it seemed. Sonnen noted that many of the supposedly sold-out seats were actually filled with people dressed to create the illusion of a full arena. Having witnessed the event firsthand, he criticized the image carefully crafted by Mayweather's PR team. Even before earning the Money Mayweather persona, Floyd faced serious financial troubles, with reports indicating he risked jail time over unpaid taxes. To stave off prison, he reportedly borrowed $2 million just to cover part of the debt. This was not the tale of a financial mastermind. It was the story of a man precariously balancing on the edge of collapse.
Eric B. were at, from Eric B. and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather, that's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E, he needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy, he owns Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought it was crazy. They said, yo, loan me $2 million, I wanna sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the boxing business.
The numbers speak for themselves. At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed $22.2 million to the IRS. For someone widely regarded as the richest athlete on the planet, carrying that level of tax debt raises serious doubts and hints that his extravagant lifestyle may have been more of a carefully crafted illusion than fans ever suspected.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, who once shared a close friendship with Floyd Mayweather, spoke out, revealing in interviews that Floyd's spending habits were wildly excessive, from flashy jewelry to high-stakes gambling, which eventually landed him in financial trouble. According to 50 Cent, Mayweather's bouts against YouTubers weren't driven by choice or challenge but by necessity. He needed the money, and in chasing it, he was putting his hard-earned legacy on the line.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because it's just not. I just said it and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's time. It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press.
Right.
It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac,
right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show, like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues over here, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
Another boxing legend, Oscar De La Hoya, added his voice to the criticism, urging Floyd Mayweather to stop tarnishing his reputation and stressing that legacy should carry more weight than hype or clout. De La Hoya's remarks echoed the thoughts of many observers. If Floyd didn't slow down, he risked undoing the image and respect he had spent decades cultivating.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
When news broke that Floyd Mayweather had donated to homeless shelters in Los Angeles, it briefly earned him praise, but the admiration soon turned to skepticism. Mayweather then posted on Instagram showing he was still in Dubai, contradicting the timeline of the alleged donation. Was this meant to repair his image? If so, it backfired, raising even more questions about his credibility. The situation intensified when Gervonta Tank Davis, a former protege of Mayweather, made a startling claim. Davis alleged that Mayweather wasn't on a world tour as he had suggested, but was actually stuck in Dubai over unpaid debts for luxury jewelry and other expenses. The accusation sent shockwaves through fans and added serious fuel to the controversy, directly challenging Mayweather's account of events.
Let's talk about this picture of Mayweather in Dubai that's going viral. Here's the backstory. According to Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather is being held hostage in Dubai over unpaid debts. Boxing agent Rick Glazer confirmed Davis's comments by saying Floyd is desperately trying to work things out with Dubai's court system. And that's why my comment, blink twice if you're stuck there, on this post is getting a lot of attention. Mayweather still hasn't addressed the situation, so stay tuned.
While Floyd Mayweather shared photos and stories portraying himself as being on a worldwide tour, Gervonta Tank Davis insisted the truth was far different, that Mayweather was actually stranded in Dubai until he could resolve outstanding debts, sparking more doubts about his financial situation. In what appeared to be an effort to maintain appearances, Mayweather presented the image of global travel, but Davis revealed the harsher reality. To further protect his image, Mayweather allegedly inflated other claims, including ownership of 62 buildings worth $42 million, a strategy that only intensified scrutiny and further tarnished his reputation.
Turns out that the rumors were true and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days.
Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for the latest updates, and we'll catch you in the next one.